So in case you don't know me, my name is Cyprus, and I'm going to present to you my self-certs that I did for Box Plus. So this is my friend George. George is my best friend. He's an entrepreneur. He's really good at what he does. He lives in Greece, and what he does is that he owns a tattoo studio and he's a tattoo artist. He's considered to be one of the best tattoo artists on the planet. He has rewards that come from countries like New Zealand, America, Europe. And like I told you, what he does is tattoos. You're going to see some of his work. In case you're interested, please give me a call. I know Miles, he wants to do that butterfly. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to quickly go over the business model. It's a very simple business model. Most of you guys know it already. So there's a customer walks inside the tattoo studio, which is a retail shop. He either has an idea already of what he wants to do, or he has to go over the design in the studio so he can choose. Then, at that first meeting, he just reserves or books another meeting with the artist, with George. When he comes back in that meeting, the artist designs a draft of the design, and then he just goes and does the tattoo on the body of the customer. I identified a couple of pain points going over the interview. First one, like many of you had in your interviews, is that there is no marketing scheme. The only way that George attracts customers is by word of mouth. He's really good at what he does. So people say to other people that they were satisfied. People look at the tattoos on other people and say, hey, where did you get this? I want to have the same one. So they refer them to George and people go there. Another pain point is that people are really concerned with the treatment that they need to do in their tattoos after they have the tattoo. So George gets too many after-sale calls with questions on how to treat the tattoo. And because it's a health issue, sometimes people tend to go crazy with health issues and they call you for nothing. Next main point is that all the employees that George has in his tattoo studio, he needs to train them for 6 months, 1 year, sometimes 1.5 years. They're not actually employees, but I use the word employee. They're actually independent contractors. There are people that work in his tattoo studio, and for every tattoo that they do, they get a percent of the revenue, and the rest of the revenue goes to the owner of the tattoo studio. But still, in order to have a good name in your tattoo studio, you need to have good artists, and because of that, you need to train them for at least a year. If you think about it, imagine if Alberto decides to become a tattoo artist, if his MBA doesn't work out, how long do you think it's going to take you before you start learning how to do it? So it's at least 1 year, and that's a big, long period of training. With your engineering skill, particularly, you can do it in like 4 months. Yeah. Another thing is that there are many underqualified players in the market that give out a bad name in the industry. And what I mean underqualified and unregistered maybe is that there is no, in Europe at least, there is the tattoo profession is not considered a profession. So anybody can wake up tomorrow morning and open a tattoo studio in case you're interested in it. You don't need to have anything. You don't need a degree, you don't need a certificate. So there are many underqualified players in the market that take small portions of the market share, and at the same time, because they're not very good at what they do, maybe they like give out infections or issues that will make give out a bad name in the industry. Last but not least, George expressed his concern about the people's perception on the benefits of the tattoo. Many people would like to have a tattoo, but because it's permanent and because it has this atmosphere that goes with it, that, oh, you got a tattoo, many people are not prospect customers. So looking over this pain point and trying to come up with solutions, I didn't like the marketing scheme because it's a little shop. I don't know exactly what you can do with marketing, and every single shop has a problem with marketing. I was trying to find something more creative. The same goes with the after-sales calls. You can set up a service where you can receive calls, but it doesn't sound very creative. So I'm going to focus on these 2 points, which is that there are no registered certificates for this profession. At the same time, the training is too long. So what I came up with is this. It's the Graduate School of Tattoo. It's a school where people can go and they can receive a tattoo certificate. And at the same time, it's a school, but we also give certificates to already existing artists. So what we do is that we can set up an ISO-like, you know, the certificate that ISO gives to companies and businesses, we can give a certificate, we can create and give out a certificate to tattoo artists to make them, to infuse them with the status that they need in the industry, so it will distinguish them from the people that don't know how to do this job. What I identified as value added for all the players and all the parties included in this procedure is that for the studio owner, with a certificate, can exhibit high quality of his product and better safety rules. And at the same time, he can have an immediate hire because he can hire the people that are coming out from the tattoo studio. So he can reduce his long time of training. For the student that goes to the tattoo studio, he has no, he doesn't need to do a full-time job because the trainees that are in the tattoo studio, they have to work there for no money, and the trade-off is that they learn how to make tattoos. They have high chances of getting hired. They're ready to open their own studio exactly after graduation, and they learn from the best. And actually, the value to the end customer, us who want to go and have tattoos, is high quality service and improved safety. Now, I see an even larger opportunity. You can actually work with governments and convince them that the certificate for the tattoo profession is something that needs to be an official certificate that is recognized by the government, because otherwise there are huge issues with health, like there are HIV transmissions if somebody doesn't know how to perform this art, or infections. So if you can actually work with the government and convince them that the only way that somebody can open a tattoo studio is by getting this certificate, then the business becomes much more appealing. Last but not least, I just have to say, maybe I'm doing the mistake that you said initially, that we shouldn't think with an existing product in our mind, but since George told me that she doesn't like the fact that people's perception on the permanent effect of the tattoo, I think that if somebody can invest in R&D and come up with a first real non-permanent tattoo, then that's a really good business. I'm just throwing it out there. Thank you very much, and I'm going to open it up for questions.